Parshas Devarim, Shabbos Chazon, Tavshin Ayin Hey. Want to welcome everybody to our yearly shir here at Out to Lunch. Each year, before we finish the shir, we say that we hope that this will be the last shir at Out to Lunch, not because we have anything against Out to Lunch, of course, but we're hoping that Mashiach gets here and Out to Lunch will move itself over to either Geula, Kanfei Nisharim, wherever we're going to have it, or Chov Yafo, I'm not sure exactly where, Mei Yisharim, we'll have a few branches, but we're hoping that Mashiach will come and we wouldn't have to have the shir as we have it because in a dairy location. But this week's Parsha, Parshas Devarim, always falls out the Shabbos before Tisha B'Av, and it's called Shabbos Chazon. Another thing that we want to say also is it happens to be that today was the 15th yahrzeit of the Nesivos Shalom. So Baruch Hashem, we were able to learn a little bit Nesivos Shalom today, and it should be a schus for us and for Nesivos Shalom. And the pasuk says in this week's parsha, Klal Yisrael is coming closer to Eretz Yisrael, and the pasuk says, "Vanosav es Har Seir." They were staying around Har Seir, Yomim Rabim, for a long time. Vayomer Hashem Elai Leimor. Moshe Rabbeinu says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to me, this is Moshe Rabbeinu talking, Rav lochem soiv es ahar hazeh. You've spent enough time camping, you've spent enough time circling and sitting around this mountain. Penu lochem tzafoina. Turn yourself and go north. Now the Mefarshim go to town, really speak a lot about these words of Penu lochem tzafoina. Now we're going to talk about the Nesivos Shalom's explanation on this, but first let me mention to you the next pasuk. The Torah continues and says, Yes ha'om hazeh tzav leimor. Command Klal Yisrael, Atem oivrim b'gvul acheichem b'nei Esav. Now when you start traveling, you're going to pass by the borders of your brothers, our good old cousins, Esav, hayoshvim b'seir, where they live and they reside in Seir. And you know what? Says the pasuk, v'yiru mikem. You're going to go to Esav, you're going to pass by Esav, and he's going to be afraid of you. Esav is going to be afraid of you. And the pasuk ends, v'nishmartem ma'oi. Esav's going to be afraid of you, but watch out. Be very careful. Nesivos Shalom brings a medrash on this pasuk, on these psukim. The medrash in Devarim Rabbah, Aleph, the medrash says, and it explains what this Penu Lochem Tzafoina is. The medrash says, Hatzpinu Atzmechem Imenu. You're going to pass by Esav, hide yourself from Esav, hide. But where should you run, says the Medrash? What do you mean hide? If you hide, means you have to go somewhere. You have to run somewhere. Zok the Medrash, tell the Bnei Yisrael that if you see that Esav is associating with you and connecting with you too much, you know what you have to do? Barach lochem el ha-Torah. Run. The Medrash says, run to the Torah. And the Medrash brings a pasuk in Mishlei, which tells us that Tzafoina refers, Medrash brings a raya that Tzafoina refers to the Torah. And he says that, the Medrash says that, I don't want to get into the whole thing right now, we don't have the time, but the Medrash says that the Torah is called Tzafon because HaKadosh Baruch Hu hid the Torah away, it says, for 26 generations before the creation of the world, right? Istakol b'raiso bar'alma, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu hid away the Torah for 26 generations, also Gematria, Havaya, whatever, but before, so the Torah is considered hidden. So the question is, why does the Medrash say, run to the Torah? Nesivos Shalom wants to know, the Medrash says, if you associate with Esav, run to the Torah. Really it should say, go learn the Torah, go be Isaac by Torah. What's this running to the Torah? So Nesivos Shalom explains, and we've actually spoken about this a little bit in Parshas Vayishlach, and over the years, the Nesivos Shalom says that Esav has two different approaches in trying to bring down Klal Yisrael. As we find in the tefillah of Yaakov Avinu. Hatzileni no, we've spoken about this on this pasuk. Hatzileni no miyad achi miyad Esav. The Torah uses a double lashon. There's the achi part of Esav, where Esav acts to the person like a friend, and he doesn't tell you to do blatant averas. He just wants that the Yetzer Hara should be your friend. Let him be a partner with you in your learning, in your Ma'asim Tovim, in your Avodah. Let him be a brother where he always sticks around with you and he hangs around with you. In other words, don't let don't let anything that you do be pure. You know, if a person, and they always bring the example, a person becomes a Talmud Chacham, becomes a Rosh Yeshiva, becomes a leader in the community, so they put gaiva, the Yetzer Hara puts the gaiva into him to taint what you're doing. Whatever you're doing is now tainted because you're about gaiva. And then so on and so forth. That Yetzer Hara acts to you like a brother. Let me stick around with you. Whatever you have, I just want a little share. And then there's the other Esav. There's the Esav, Hatzileni no miyad achi umiyad Esav. There's the Esav who's Esav. And he comes straight to the person and he tries to get you to transgress blatant averas. And that's the other Esav. So Zok the Nesivos Shalom, to counter both of these ways of Esav, we have the two eitzes of our pasuk. For the part of Achi, where he's just going to hang around with you, where the Yetzer Hara just wants to mix in to anything good that you do, we say, Penu lachem tzafoina. That's where the pasuk goes ahead and says, run to the Torah. And Zok the Nesivos Shalom, we specifically say run. You know why? Because a plain external learning, it won't always do the job. One needs to totally immerse themselves in the life of Torah. When the Yetzer Hara gets a hold of you, if you casually try sometimes, I'll learn the Torah, I'll learn a Mishnah here, a pasuk there. No, that's not going to work. The Torah is teaching you a lesson. Penu lachem tzafoina. Hide yourself away. Run to the Torah because you must be totally immersed for the Torah to defeat the Yetzer Hara. You can't just have a casual relationship or a casual acquaintance with the Torah. And the next pasuk says in the Nesivos Shalom is for the other tactic of Esav. To the masses of people who we know, that's why the Yetzer Hara, most of the time, the Yetzer Hara, it convinces people to do blatant averas and to go after Gashmias. V'yes ha'om tzav lemor, the pasuk says, the pasuk that we mentioned, to the people, go ahead and say, Atem oivrim b'gvul achechem b'nei Esav ha'yoshvim b'seir v'yiru mikem. You're going to pass by the border of Esav, and that's where he lives. You're going to pass by where Esav lives. You're going to associate, you're going to come close to the Yetzer Hara. Just know, says the pasuk, that you're going to encounter all these taivas. You're going to come to Esav, and the Torah wants you to know, I want to tell you something. It says, v'yiru mikem. They're going to be afraid of you. But the Torah is telling you that the koyach of Tumah is taka afraid of you. You're going to come to Esav, and Esav is the Yetzer Hara. V'yiru mikem, he's going to be afraid of you. But you know something, you have to know, yes, the koyach of Kedusha is much stronger. When a Yid comes to Esav, you think that you're afraid of the Yetzer Hara. Just know that Esav's afraid of you. The koyach that you have of Kedusha is much stronger than Esav. But the pasuk says, "V'nishmartem ha'oid." Yes, the koyach of Kedusha is stronger. And you know that the koyach of Kedusha is stronger. But v'nishmartem ha'oid, be careful. Don't put yourself in positions where you may not at sometimes be able to defeat the Yetzer Hara. You may not always be able to win. You may not always have the strength and the fortitude to fight the Yetzer Hara. Don't forget that you're always in a battle. Don't just think, yeah, my koyach of Kedusha is bigger than Esav, it's bigger than the Yetzer Hara. It could be very, very dangerous. Be careful not to fall into a trap. Once in a while, every couple of years, we veer off for 1 second and say something that I actually haven't seen yet in the Nesivos Shalom. Baruch Hashem, I've learned almost all of the Nesivos Shaloms on Chumash, and I haven't seen this in the Nesivos Shalom. But it's something which I feel is very, very good. I hope we just have the last couple of minutes to mention this. A Klei Yokar on this week's Parsha, on Parshas Devarim. And this is something that everybody could catch. Everybody has to know this Klei Yakar. And I want to read it to you. It's unbelievable. On this pasuk of Penu Lochem Tzafayna. Listen to this Klei Yakar. The Inyan Hatzfanazu. What is this hiding? Means, well, literally it means go north. But we say that it means hide yourself. The Inyan Hatzfanazu. Nira, says the Klei Yakar, Loimar. Shem Yimtzo Ha'ish HaYisraeli Begolus. A person finds himself Begolus Hechel Hazeh, Ezo Hatzlacha Ze'er Sham. A person finds in Golus, we're in Golus, and you know what a person, he's matzliach in business, he's matzliach in his life, he finds a little bit Hatzlacha. Oz, Zok the Klei Yakar, Yatminu, V'yatpinu Hakol B'fnei Esav. If you have Hatzlacha and your Parnasa, and you make some money, you know what you have to do? You have to hide it from Esav. Ki ein lecha uma shemiskanes b'Yisrael k'moy Esav. There is no nation that has jealousy for Klal Yisrael like Esav. Nobody. And today we're in Golus Edom. Klei Yakar is talking to us. Esav are the whether it's the Yishmaelim today, but we're in Golus Edom today. Ki l'daitom, according to Esav, hakol gezula b'yada mehem min berchas Yaakov. No matter how many thousands of years later it is, if a Yid has money and you flaunt it in front of the Goyim, they hate you for it. Because it's all stolen from the brachas of berchas Yaakov that we took away according to them. Shalokak birchas shel Esav b'mirma. V'chein Yaakov tziva levonov loma tisro, pirish Rashi, b'fnei b'nei Yishmael, v'Esav, Kilu atem saying, so I'm gonna skip a little bit like this. Kishneim soivrim sheyitzchak goz latzachas Yishmael. He took it away from Yishmael. The Yitzchak took away from Yishmael. But Yaakov goz latzachas Esav, and Yaakov took away from Esav by Yidei Ishtadlis. Al Kain tziva davka es Esav al Esav. He says by Esav, Penu lochem tzafayna. Hide it from Esav. Shalo yiskane bochem. That Esav should not be jealous of you. And listen to the end of the Klei Yakar, and this is an unbelievable lesson. And the Klei Yakar who lived a while back, what he's saying here applies to us even more. It's exactly the opposite of what you didn't do today. We live in the land of our enemies. Right away. Anyone who gets a little money, first thing you do is throw up $1 million house. Get the most expensive car you could get, right? This is a Klei Yakar talking. And then you right away put it up. You make a little money, right away you get ahead of yourself. You spend more and you show off more. You rate on the goyim. When you do that, you're being over on this pasuk. He learns that this pasuk is a command to you. You have some money, you have something. Remember that you're in Golus. We're still having, the way it looks right now, unless we find out otherwise in the next few days, we're still having a Tisha B'Av. And besides the sinas chinam that we know that got us into this Golus, we know that there's a sinner that never goes away. There's goyim all over the world that are looking to destroy Klal Yisrael, to destroy Eretz Yisrael, to do all of that. Klei Yakar has the reason. He tells us we're being over. U'minag zeh hu barabas b'nei amneinu hamsabes kol atzlo Hashem etzasnu. The tzoros that we have today is because we do that. We make Esav jealous of us. Penu lochem tzafayna. Let us hope that Taka, if we do have a Tisha B'Av this year in Golus, that it's the last one. And it's kedai to see the Klei Yakar inside, right after Chamishi. Let's hope that this is the last Tisha B'Av that will be here in Golus. We should all be zoicha to be in Yerushalayim, and Taka, we should be zoicha to see Pnei Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mheira v'yameinu. Amen.
Amen.